Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed.
Adesso come stai? Tradita da una storia finita e di fronte a te l'ennesima salita. Un po' ti senti sola, nessuno che ti possa ascoltare, che divida con te i tuoi guai. Mai, tu non mollare mai, rimani come sei. Segui il tuo destino, perché tutto il dolore che hai dentro non potrà mai cancellare il tuo cammino. Allora scoprirai che la storia di ogni nostro minuto appartiene soltanto a noi. Ma se ancora resterai persa senza una ragione in un mare di perché, dentro te ascolta il tuo cuore e nel silenzio troverai le parole. Chiudi gli occhi e poi tu lasciati andare, prova a arrivare dentro il pianeta del cuore. Difficile capire qual è la cosa giusta da fare, se ti batte nella testa un'emozione, l'orgoglio che ti piglia, le notti in cui il rimorso ti sveglia per la paura di sbagliare. Ma se ti ritroverai senza stelle da seguire, tu non rinunciare mai, credi in te.
Voglia di stringersi poi, vino bianco, fiori e vecchie canzoni, e si rideva di noi. Che imbroglio era, maledetta primavera, che resta di un sogno erotico sei. Al risveglio è diventato un poeta, se a mani vuote di te non so più fare, come se non fosse amore, se per errore chiudo gli occhi e penso a te. Per innamorarmi ancora tornerai, maledetta primavera, che imbroglio sei, per innamorarmi vai.
at the Shelter Island Cocktail Party, and it's all about promoting East End Hospice. And I'm here with this wonderful lady who is very much a supporter of this event. It's a biennial event. It's every 2 years, and she's going to introduce herself and tell us what this event really is all about.
Hi, my name is Zarzhin. I've been a member of this hospice committee for many years. I'm actually a trained hospice nurse from Northern Virginia, so I've lived the hospice life.
I can imagine.
Before I volunteered, it's very different being on the fundraising end, but the fundraising end for East End Hospice is huge because hospice turns away no patients. You don't have to have insurance to come to hospice. If your insurance doesn't cover, it's equal treatment for all. I mean, they're just a fabulous, I want to say institution. It's such a caring, wonderful, end-of-life care with dignity, compassion, trust, and love. It's just very, very special. The people on our committee do it with a passion. Many of us have lost our spouses, all of whom have been in East End Hospice. Many have been in other hospices. But at the end of the day, we all have the common thread of dignity, caring, and the way life should be at the end of life.
Now let me ask you, hospice, this is the East End branch, but there's hospice all over the country. Am I right about that?
Correct. The first hospice was founded in Connecticut, but there every city now, every town is a hospice affiliation, whether they have their own personal office or they work out of a hospital.
And you don't need insurance around the country?
Around the country, hospice turns no one away. Do most people have insurance? Yes, but hospice also takes care of babies, anyone that any family that requests quality of life at end of life.
I know, because I went through it. My father passed away, and we had to unfortunately put him in hospice. So that's why I come to this event whenever I can, because of what happened to my family and my father.
Every family has a hospice connection. If it's a blood family member, if it's a next door neighbor, if it's someone down the street that we're all organizing meals to get into them, everyone has been touched by the goodness of hospice.
Now tell my audience, what would you like to see happen in the next year? What are your goals for the organization? What would they like to, the members and board members, what would they like to, committee members, what would they like to see happen in the next year going forward?
I actually was on the East End Hospice Board for several years and recently got off the board because of my own personal loss that I thought I needed to take a break. But East End Hospice recently just opened their inpatient center, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I never say it's in Quag. And so families can go there, and it's like taking care of your family member. It's a very home-like situation. I see hospice just growing more and more, but what I would like to see is everyone getting on board. A lot of people, the hospice word, they don't like the sound of the word. It's just, they get scared. They do.
Well, it's because it's the end of your life.
If you remember, George Will was in the hospice in D.C., and he said he lived many months longer because of the care he got there, and he actually wrote a book about it.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's truly amazing.
Great. So thank you. Thank you for being here.
I thank you for giving me that very heartfelt interview. It was a wonderful interview, and it's an insight into hospice that I want everybody to become a supporter. Tell my audience, where can we go to support, contribute, and donate? What is the website?
It's www.eeh.org. And you can like us on Facebook also. And I also would like to say to your audience, as a couple, as a family, educate yourself when you have a diagnosis, be it congestive heart failure, be it a form of cancer. Educate yourself at the beginning of the diagnosis, what your goals are for the end of your diagnosis, so your family has a plan in place. And that is huge.
It's very huge. It's such wise words to tell everyone out there. That's very good advice.
Have your plan in place.
And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
There is actually nothing to be afraid of when you have a plan in place.
Yes. And I want to thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Give me a kiss. Don't go away yet. Don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment, dollies. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses.
I was diagnosed in 2008.
2006.
2010.
I was 32.
I was 30.
I was only 28 years old when I found out I had breast cancer.
Last year, nearly 200,000 women in the United States were diagnosed with breast cancer.
That means a woman in the U.S. is told she has breast cancer every 2 minutes.
This video is 2 minutes long.
Every woman on the planet is at risk for breast cancer.
And that risk only increases if someone in your family has been diagnosed.
So get checked.
Check yourself.
Perform routine breast exams at least once a month. It's easy. You can do it in the shower.
If something doesn't feel right,
it's up to you to find out what's wrong.
Tell your doctor about any lumps or any unusual skin irritation,
itching, or pain.
Get regular mammograms starting by at least age 40 and every year after that.
Breast cancer may not be preventable.
But knowing the facts
and knowing your body
will increase your chances of finding any cancer early.
Early detection means it's easier to treat.
These are your sisters we're talking about.
Mothers, daughters,
friends, neighbors.
Please, stay aware.
Stay healthy.
Stay alive.
I survived breast cancer.
I survived breast cancer.
Sobreviví cáncer en los senos.
I survived breast cancer.
I am still fighting breast cancer.
Talk to your doctor.
Get regular mammograms.
And perform routine self-exams.
It's as easy as taking a shower.
When you're dying, what will it be like? You think you may know, until you see what hospice can do. Expert loving care that enables more cherished moments, more smiles, maybe one more dance. Turns out when you're dying, there's more living to do. These families discovered what hospice is. See what's possible at momentsoflife.org. Optum Palliative and Hospice Care is a local supporter of this campaign.
There are many to thank. All your hearts know who I am talking to. Thank you. Our goal tonight, we have to behave again and listen. Our goal tonight is not to be shy around the silent auction or the basket table. Help us help our island. I have two special acknowledgments I'd like to make. Thank you first for Penelope Moore for being an event sponsor for the second year in a row. And thank you to Joanne Picozzi and Bobby Mullen for your generous Italy Live auction home. Finally, hospice touched my family in the past 14 months. I believe in the hospice mission. My husband believed in the hospice mission. I believe in the hospice statement. I believe and we believed in quality of life. Please support us tonight so this can continue for everyone here. God bless you. Thank you for being here. And loosen up your wallets. I'd like now to introduce, please, Jim Doherty, our supervisor. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, very much, and I want to ask all those damn Republicans to shut their mouths. What a delightful crowd here tonight. This is really outstanding. Thank you all very, very much for coming. Hospice plays a tremendous role. For many centuries, apparently the human species was the only one who was aware of mortality. Animals, birds did not know, although I just left my dog, KJ, and my cat Marlin at home, and they both made it clear they're much smarter than I am. But I don't think they are aware of mortality. And it was only, even those of us who were believers in religious faith did not necessarily come to grips with the idea of passing from life. It's only in recent years when wonderful organizations like the Hospice, East End Hospice, came into being that we became aware of the obligations we have to our loved ones and to ourselves when the inevitable time comes. So I want to congratulate Hospice for the wonderful work they do, terribly essential for us Shelter Islanders. And I want to thank you all for coming. And at this point, I want to ask Chrissy from Hospice to come on up. Chrissy?
Hi, if I can get everybody's attention. Hello, if I can get everyone's attention. On behalf of everyone at East End Hospice, thank you all for coming and supporting hospice care on Shelter Island. It means so much to us. Thank you so much. A big thank you to Penelope Moore and Saunders and Associates for being our event sponsor. Thank you. Also want to thank the Yacht Club for graciously allowing us use for their beautiful venue for the 3rd year and for all of their help. Our Shelter Island East End donors for underwriting the event, our Shelter Island and East End merchants, as well as Shelter Island and East End Friends for their donations of magnificent auction prizes. Please bid on them and support your local shops. The families who told their personal stories in the newspaper, for Dee Bernitas and Liz Larson for creating the beautiful art and design for our invite and program. Shelter Island students for their hard work, Brett Fogarty for emceeing, Mary Chobor, Carol Denning, Kathy Dinkle, Betty for the fabulous auction, Ellen and Debbie for the great basket concept, and Colette for her home, Tom Damiani for tonight's music, Shelter Island Garden Club for the beautiful flowers, Charles Galuccio for lending us greenery for our decor, the Shelter Island Garden Club for beautiful flowers, and I work with one of the Shelter Island Senior Center for shuttling guests and our benefit volunteers for making this event possible. I work with the most amazing committee. Thank you to you all. You can raise your hand if you're on the committee. And if everyone could give a round of applause to this committee. They're amazing women who work so hard, gotten so many donations, and really helped make this event what it is. And we also would like to remember our dear hospice committee members who are no longer with us right now. Dr. Lawrence E. Zarzhin, Patricia Schillingberg. Can you hear me? Hello?
Check 1.
We also would like to remember our hospice committee members who are no longer here with us today. A special memory of Dr. Lawrence E. Zarzhin, as well as Patricia Schillingberg. And lastly, the committee had unanimously wanted to honor someone who has been the driving force on the committee, as well as a strong advocate for hospice care and education on Shelter Island. She has a huge heart and one amazing woman. She didn't want the attention here tonight, but we all want her to know we love her and appreciate her and thank her for all she has done. Kathy Zarzhin, this is for you.
It takes a village to run this event. Please, I implore you, go around, see all we have, and know that we appreciate you being here. And I used to say to my kids when I'd come home from work, as a hospice nurse, there's a lot of life in dying, and there's a lot of life in hospice. And there is, and we're a sign of it. Thank you.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane. We're here at the Shelter Island cocktail party right here for the East End Hospice, and I'm here with one of the supporters, and she's going to introduce herself to the camera.
Mary Chobor, and I am on the committee and have been for 8 years now.
Wow. Now tell my audience, what inspired you to become a member on the committee?
Well, first, my mother was at hospice, and 4 years ago, my husband also, and it's just the most wonderful, wonderful organization.
Can you tell my audience? It sure is. It is the most wonderful organization.
Right, and someday, of course, I'll be there too.
Yes, we all will, darling. We all will. We hope we all will. We hope. Now, can you tell my audience a little bit about the story about your family members and how you were able to work with hospice and how they helped and supported you?
Well, when my mother was ill, they would come to the house and they would send a nurse who would at least do all her blood work and do all her vitals, and then they would send aides in to help bathe her and dress her, and we wanted to keep her at home, so it was very difficult for the family members to do it all alone.
Yeah. What was wrong with your mother?
Everything. I mean, she's 93, and the body just starts to deteriorate, organ by organ. And my husband, who had a bad heart for 20 years, although he had a very good life, an active life, the last 2 years were kind of rough, and we didn't need him as much as we needed them for hospice, but we still needed them to come in and do you have a choice of that or a nursing home. We didn't really want to go that route, so we were able to keep him at home, and they would come in the same thing and help with vital functions, and also taking care of the bathing and the dressing and also give relief to me so I could go out and have a lunch, go shopping,
have some kind of a life.
And now they've actually bought a house in Quogue, because there are some people that need hospice, but their house is not really conducive to it, or they probably don't even have a house. Some people are just not fortunate enough, so they can go and finish the remainder of their life in this building, and it's manned by hospice people, volunteers. It's just a wonderful, wonderful organization.
Oh, it is, and most people don't know this, but you don't need you don't have to qualify, you don't have to have insurance.
No, they don't care.
And they don't care. Isn't that marvelous? And this is, and events like this keep it going.
Absolutely.
Your enthusiasm to donate and to contribute is all that they ask. And this is why I'm here, to bring awareness and to let people know that this is a very small amount of money to contribute for people that are in your family that are at the end of their life that need care.
Right, absolutely. And again, like I say, not everybody wants to go into a nursing home. Not everybody can afford full-time home care. So this is perfect because, again, it's not based on your finances at all, and it's just based on your illness. So it's a wonderful group. And so now we do this and we raise quite a bit of money, but meanwhile everybody loves it and they have a good time and they party and they know that they can pick up the phone and
it's all about, because we want to give a party and make people happy so that they will contribute.
Crowd, you have to point the camera at everybody.
I know, I did already. It's just amazing.
Thank you so much for doing this. I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate you talking to me. Tell my audience where we could go to find out more information. What's the website?
So the main office is East End Hospice, P.O. Box 1048, West Hampton Beach, New York, 11978. The phone number is 631-288-7080, and the website is www.eeh.org.
Beautiful. Give me a kiss. Don't go away yet. Don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment, guys. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. fancy dress to impress. One of a kind girl. This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.